everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 5, Episode 42, DJI Store Day, Mavic 3 sale, Hurricane Ian recovery. How is everyone doing this evening? I want to greet everybody here. Let's take a look and see who all we have in the house. Johnny Drone Flyer, Charles Hatmaker, Bluegrass Drone Guy, Dale, Drone Shots. Let's see who else. Place it here. Art's in the house. Mr. Bill Thomas. Welcome, Bill. Henry Mills. Dr. Ted is in the house. Drone Views Media. Leonard Oglesby. Let's see who else we got. Maddie is in the house. Sergeant Rock is here. See who else we got. Drone Pilot is here. Place it here is here. Okay. Scott Nadeau. Catskills Brad. And Captain Ray Kelly. All right. Got a lot to talk about tonight, but we're going to kind of start out. We're going to be interspersed with Hurricane Ian things because, we kind of went through Hurricane Ian last week. So what I'm going to start off with here were some videos that I shot going out the day after Hurricane Ian hit. So give me a minute and let me get this set up here. Now, this is the entrance to this is leaving our development here. So
we're leaving our development, and it looks like a lot of tree limbs and palm fronds and that type of thing are out and about on the roadway here. Yeah, it looks like, I got some pretty good debris from trees and palm trees covering the roadways here. And of course the lights are out. So what I'm going to do, let's see here. I think I can go ahead and as part of the preparation, we're charging both a Mavic 3 Okay, there's significant damage here.
I'm sorry, I'm going to jump back here. I want you to see this.
And it looks like
there's a traffic light on the ground right here.
One of our lights is down. I mean, down like down.
And then if you notice, there's another one hanging right here.
And another light is down here. And there's significant damage here at the shopping center where McDonald's is, and it looks like McDonald's is closed.
Believe it or not, these were the only two power lines that I actually saw physically down my whole time out. And this one did not turn out real well. So yeah, and there's another one I want to show you here too. Hang on a second here. This was a meme that Valerie had sent me today, and I'm like, yeah, this one, I got to share this one right here. Okay. Look at all this weather being all springy and cute, like it didn't try to kill us last week. Right now, today the high was 81, low humidity, almost no wind. It was just absolutely picture perfect today. Okay. It really was. So, but there you kind of got a taste for, kind of what we went through and everything. It's just, and I got some more to say about this here in a little bit. We're gonna talk about this some more, and there are actually some articles on Drone DJ about drones and hurricane efforts, recovery efforts. So, yeah. Drone pilot, I know. I talked to many people from the U.S. and they're in Florida. So it's a great place and have given it some serious thought. It is a great place to live. I will absolutely say that. And I'll also say it too, and it's been said before, that where we live here in the Tampa area, hurricanes have to make a real effort to get around the southern part of Florida and up through the Gulf and up to us. It takes a lot, and that usually does not happen. In this instance, it did. And I can also say too, I'm very thankful because the direct impact was supposed to hit just about 8 miles from where we are. Okay. And I think you've seen all the devastation that's been hit with Fort Myers. So, anyway, we're going to move on here a little bit. Got some other things to share. One of the things that I just saw that was absolutely amazing here was, we're going to talk about Mavic 3 Enterprise here in a little bit, but one of the things that absolutely just positively surprised me was Mavic 3's on sale. Yeah, let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and share that and go over that because it's just like, I'm like, really? It's just kind of too good to be true. DJI's latest Mavic 3 quadcopter sees first refurbished discount to $1,749, save $450. DJI's official eBay storefront now offers the first chance to save an in-house refurbished Mavic 3 quad, dropping the drone down to $1,749 shipped. The Mavic 3 Fly More combo, excuse me, is now $2,349 or $650 in savings. Okay, that's an incredible deal, and you got to realize, when you're buying it from DJI, you do get the warning with that. So really, you're not really taking any kind of a risk by doing that, and saving that kind of money on that is wow. That's pretty doggone good. I don't know about you guys, but wow. That's pretty good. It is, Ray. It is a great sale. I can't say enough about it. I was really quite surprised to see this. Now, the other thing that I kind of wanted to go over here a little bit too was the Mavic 3 Enterprise series, everything you need to know. There's a great video, and I posted it out on Bill the Drone Reviewer Facebook group and Facebook page. And I'm not going to play the video, but it talks about the additional port that's on top of it. So you can have a real megaphone up there. They talk about the thermal imaging camera, the telephoto lens. You can take a look at it. 48 megapixel wide camera. The RC Pro Enterprise, which runs a different type of software, not the Fly app. You can see there's the RTK module on top of the Mavic 3T. There's the old RTK module on the Mavic on top of the Mavic 2. And the big thing with that is you don't need to have the ground stations like you did with the Phantom 4 Pro V2, Phantom 4 Pro RTK. You don't need those anymore with that. And the price on that, the Mavic 3 Enterprise starts out at $3,850, which is pretty doggone good considering the fact, in order to get the Matrice, you got to start at $10,000, and to get the Matrice 30T, you're going to be spending $15,000. So that's a lot of money right there. That is a lot of money. That sale that I was talking about was on the Mavic 3. It's $1,749. It's on the eBay store. It's refurbished and it's directly from DJI. So you guys want to go ahead and check that out. I do have, again, all these articles that I post are on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and page. So you guys are welcome to go ahead and look at those. I put them in there as a convenience for you guys to make sure that everybody has a chance to look at them. But I mean, the Mavic 3 Enterprise series, really, I think it's a fantastic deal, especially for first responders and for those who do mapping and surveying. This is an ideal type of drone. And as we talked about last week with Ron and Marcus, and they'll be joining me here in a little bit, this series is not geared towards photography and videography. All right, this is geared more towards, like I said, mapping, surveying, and also first responders. All right, this is what these drones are designed to do, and they do an incredible job. And for the price point they're at is incredible. So this is something that's really going to help out a lot of first responder organizations. It's also going to help out companies who do mapping and surveying. Not to have to spend an exorbitant amount of money to get incredible results. And I know from watching some of these videos already on the Mavic 3 Enterprise series, those results are incredibly accurate. And I think it's down to like 0.1 centimeter. It's just crazy how accurate it is. So this is good. This is, and I've said this before, this technology is never wasted, and DJI constantly improves it. And it also trickles on down to the consumer drone line as well too. So again, I encourage you guys to go ahead, just because this isn't a drone that you're not going to buy, go out there and watch some of these videos, because you can really learn a lot about this Enterprise series. And I think it would be an absolute positive, great thing. One of the things I want to share in between all this, my son-in-law Andy called me last night. He said, "Bill, I got to talk to you." I said, "What's going on, Andy?" "Kids fine, Ellie's fine, all that kind of good stuff." "Hey, Ron."
"Bill, how are you tonight?"
Doing well.
Are you all recovered from the hurricane, Bill?
Yeah, we got the shutters down yesterday, so and temperatures. I posted a meme up there. It's like the weather's trying to be all cute and nice after it tried to kill us last week. It's pretty much what it is. It's in the low 80s, low humidity, low wind, just gorgeous weather.
Well, you got the perfect weather now, huh?
It is. It's just absolutely nice. I was just sharing.
Hey, before you go in, can I give you some breaking news?
Sure thing. Go ahead. This
is kind of a Bill the Drone Reviewer deal of the day special here. Are you aware DJI has an official eBay store where they sell products and refurbs? Okay, the Mavic 3 Pro standard bundle just dropped to $1,549.
It dropped it to $1,549 now.
I say it one more time. $1,549 on the official eBay store. And are you aware, Bill, that because it's the official DJI, you get your year warranty on it just like you would if you bought a new one.
And we were just talking about it at $1,749. Now it's $1,549.
I mean, guys, if you don't have one of those things, and you were thinking about one, that sounds like it's too good to pass up, Bill.
You better run, not walk to this kind of sale. I mean, that's the kind you need to get both your running shoes, Nikes on, and get out there and get this, because that's a sale that you can't pass that up. That's
especially if you're somebody who's thinking about maybe getting an Air 2S or one of the Autel light drone series. Well, just for a couple $100 more, you can get the Mavic 3 now.
Yeah, with a 1-year warranty on it, it's like it really is brand new because it's warranted by DJI.
And you want to hear this hasn't changed, but the Fly More bundle, if you buy it with the Fly More bundle, which I believe was $31.99 when it was announced a little almost a year ago now, is $21.99 to get the Fly More kit, where you get the extra batteries, the charger, I think the ND filters, and then that expensive bag nobody wanted.
That's crazy.
Sorry, apologies to anybody out there that loves that bag. Sorry.
Oh, that's just a crazy deal. And guys, if you want to take a take a couple-minute break from Bill the Drone Reviewer from Rotor Talk and go out and get him, please
hit that pause button and go over, hit the buy button
pause,
and come on back.
Come back.
And when you go over there, tell them Bill and Ron sent you.
And also, if somebody actually does do this during the show, drop it in the comments, because I'd be real. I will put it out front and center. Okay, I promise to do that. I got a call from my son-in-law last night.
Up in Ohio?
Like Andy from Ohio. Okay, he goes. I go to him. I said, "Everybody doing okay?" Yeah, Helly's fine. Victoria's fine. My daughter's pregnant. That's going well. I said, "So what else? So what's up?" I passed my Part 107, Bill.
Ooh,
he was so happy last night. He was ecstatic. And what he's planning
did he use one of the courses, Bill?
Yeah, he went Remote Pilot 101.
Okay. Good.
And he said, you know what he told me? He goes, because I told him, I said, study your sectional charts and be prepared for some trick questions, especially on alcohol consumption. He said you were spot on with both. He said that both of them came up during that. He was ecstatic. Well, I don't know if I shared with you, Ron, and everybody, but he's planning on turning this into a full-time gig and making a living from it. And I think he's going to do fantastic at it. He's enthusiastic. He's got a can-do attitude, and he's telling me what some of these radio and television stations are paying up there. I think he quoted me, like, for one of the jobs was like $80,000 a year. Just absolutely crazy money.
Maybe we need to move back to Ohio, Bill.
Yeah, because I told him, I said, down here in Florida, it's like, people cut each other over $25 for doing a roofing inspection or something. I mean, it's just the competition.
Tom, Dick, and Harry has a
it's just too much down here. But up there, they're not up there like they are down here. And I told him,
Ohio, probably like Pennsylvania weather, it's probably a lot. You always say it's a good day to fly. There's probably a lot of days in Ohio where it's not a good day to fly.
Yes, exactly right. And that's why you probably need to look like an all-weather kind of drone, like maybe a Matrice, like an M30, M30T, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's all excited about the new Mavic 3 Enterprise, and with good reason. And I told him about that, and that's something he's going to look at down the line. But he's really excited. I'm excited for him. And there's some companies that are hiring probably a little more than looking for even with barely any experience. So
once he gets his foot in the door, you need to get him on the show. We can pick his brain about.
I'm planning on
doing some enterprise jobs, Bill.
He's actually gotten to be, who he's gotten to be good friends with? Gorilla Man. Okay.
Oh, really?
Because my son-in-law bought a Fimi.
Okay.
X8 SE 2022 V2, and he and Gorilla Man have been exchanging emails and stuff back and forth. And he said, Bill, he is so nice. I said, yeah. I said, spot on. I said exactly. He is a great guy. He's a great resource.
And nobody tests those drones out harder than Gorilla Man.
And you know what? And he pointed out last night, he's got an in with Fimi. And I said, yes, he does. I said, Fimi listens to him. Mm-hmm. So, maybe somewhere down the line, they might start making some of these changes that he's been proposing for a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
For a long time on that.
Yeah. The wheels move slow over Fimi, Bill.
Yes. They move real slow. Real slow over there.
Almost as slow as the Steelers changing quarterbacks, huh?
Oh my gosh!
The people in the chatter say, "Oh no, there they go."
Well, you know what? And I gotta say this was kind of a blessing in disguise. The Ian knocked out DirecTV for us, and they can't come until next week, which was fine by me because I really didn't want to watch a Steeler game. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I have the app on my phone. I can watch it. And I watched the fourth quarter on there, and it was just, I wanted to do this. It was so bad.
But, people criticize Pickett for those 3 interceptions, but really most of them weren't even his fault.
No, they weren't. 2 of them were in the hands of the receivers. I mean, if a ball touches a receiver's hand, he should catch it, okay? Unless it's really badly thrown.
Right. These are professional receivers. You're exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting paid big bucks for that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I could talk ad nauseum about that.
Yeah, folks, we'll get back to drones now.
Yeah,
Steal Our Nation's over for a few minutes.
Yes. One of the other things that was real interesting is, we're finding out now what this DJI 2022 Store Day is and what this golden ticket business is all about.
Yeah.
So we're going to spend a couple of minutes and go over this.
Good, because I'm confused.
Okay. The company also plans to disperse a whopping $35,000 in DJI credit to shoppers who help spread the word about the event. To participate, simply share the event webpage on Facebook or Twitter between October 3rd to October 8th.
Check, I've done that.
Hold its Store Day 2022 event on October 10 and 11. DJ will offer exclusive deals, free gifts, new drone purchases, and special discounts on drone accessories, okay? The maximum discount that DJI is offering during Store Day is on the Action 2, whose suggested retail price is $519, but already available 30% off on Amazon. Free gifts and merchandise are being offered with a Mini 3 Pro, black canvas bag, Air 2S toiletry bag, DJI FPV combo, battery charging hub, car charger, Mavic 3 Flymore combo, toiletry bag, and Avata Pro combo foldable waterproof backpack. DJI Golden ticket holders can purchase up to 3 drone accessories at 30% off during Store Day 2022 event. But remember that this discount will not be valid purchasing more than 1 unit of the same accessory. The drone accessories covered in the deal are Mini 3 Pro ND filter set, Mini 3 Pro two-way charging hub, Mini 3 Pro propellers, Avata intelligent flight battery, Avata propellers, Mavic 3 battery charging hub. Additionally, golden ticket holders can also avail of discounts on DJI Ronin camera gimbal accessories during this period. Okay.
Now, those 2 drones, the mini drone and the Avata, they were the only 2 drones released so far with a golden ticket. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Now, did other products, like if you bought like the Action 3 or any non-drone, did they come with a golden ticket?
I don't think so, Ron.
Okay.
I didn't see any.
Okay.
This is also, and I'm going to go back. I love Bill Thomas. Okay. And I know Bill's in the chat right now, because, he tried to
Does
use
he still have his accessory coupons?
He tried to use his accessory coupon when the new controller came out.
Smart Controller 1.
Smart Controller version 1, and no such luck. Okay. And I see the same thing here, Ron, because they're saying, you can get one of these, but you can only get one. You can only get one. You can't use it more than once. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
On any of these, which I'm not real sure about that. $35,000 in DJI credit.
That's a lot of money, Bill.
That is a lot of money. I want to see where it ends up. I entered. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
But I mean, these things that they're giving away, Ron, seriously. Okay.
I know. I need another toiletry bag like I need a hole in the head.
A black canvas bag, toiletry bag. Okay. No, the FPV combo, battery charging hub, car charger. That's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Foldable waterproof backpack. That's probably okay. But these toiletry bags, what? I mean, seriously.
Hey,
anybody
did you hear what I said on Drone Nation last night? Is this coincidental that the 10th and 11th is the same day that Amazon's running their Prime days? They correspond to the same dates.
That's like.
And do you think there'll be a price competition where possibly you could get maybe some of these products cheaper at Amazon than you could at DJI?
Oh, you can bet on it. You'll be able to get these for less on Amazon. I can bet your bottom dollar for that. Yeah, that will happen in a heartbeat. Because they're not really offering. I'm gonna call it. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors, Ron. Okay, they're just they're trying to generate a lot of excitement and interest, and we're giving away credits and everything. Okay, if I get a credit, obviously, here's the thing. You'll probably get a $25 credit. What can you get with $25 out on their store? Okay. Propellers, maybe. And that's probably about it.
Yeah.
I mean, so because they're going to encourage you to spend money. So that's what they're probably going to do. They're probably going to give away a bunch of $25 credits. Okay. And get people to spend money.
That have an expiration date on them.
Yeah. so you got to use them like within 90 days.
Yeah.
So
I say you're a typical DJI guy, and you already purchased the Mini 3 and the Avata. Well, you got nothing left to buy. You already purchased the stuff you wanted.
yeah, I mean, you've already had everything here, and then these extra incentives, these toiletry bag and canvas bag, and
that Action 2 dual screen combo with the 30% off. Well, that thing at one point last summer when everybody bought it, it was down to like $279. So that's no way 30 or 40% is going to touch that price that you could get it for last summer on Amazon.
yeah, I mean, it's typical, because growing up, I learned a lesson from my folks, about when things are on sale. Hey, Marcus, that they told me, a lot of times before something goes on sale, they'll mark it up, okay, and then they'll say 50% off, and look at the great deal you're getting. It's like it ain't such a good deal because it was just marked up, What say you, Marcus?
Well, I sadly have to tell you guys about another scam, and courtesy of our friend Ray Kelly, who got a hold of me just a little bit ago. So we saw on DJI's official store on Amazon recently that they had the DJI Mini SE at a tremendous price, $215. They had the Mini 2 Fly More combo for like $405. Evidently, all of that was a scam, and I don't know if DJI's store got hacked or how that exactly worked. However, Amazon, everybody that's contacted me told them Amazon has made them whole. Like, for instance, Captain Ray got his money refunded. However, you thought you were getting a drone at a price, and you're buying it on Amazon. And not only you're buying it on Amazon, you're buying it from Amazon or from DJI's official store on Amazon.
Amazon, yeah.
So you think you're going to get it. So anyway, it's just too bad. And I personally want to, I promoted that in a video that I made about the Mini SE because I thought it was a great deal. I wanted to make sure everybody knew about it. And so I just personally want to apologize to anybody that saw that video and clicked on that and was not able to get what they.
That's sad news there.
Yeah, it's not good. I just got to thinking. I'm going, well, Ron and I, Bill, just now. Ron and I got a message from our friend DeMarco Moore. He was looking at a Mavic 3 on DJI, and it's on DJI's official
eBay store.
Well, it makes you wonder. It was a good.
And I just when I came on, I just promoted it.
We'll see.
It's probably legit, but how do we know?
Now, let me ask you the most important question, Marcus. Did Ray get his money back?
He did.
Yeah, Ray he just posted that in the chat.
Yeah, and to my knowledge, everybody that's got a hold of me tells me that they got their money back. So Amazon, there and in eBay the same way. I don't think you have any risk on either of those platforms that you're not going to get their money back, but you're disappointed. You might have bought another drone someplace else on sale, but you thought that this one was coming from Amazon or whatever. So anyway, it's too bad.
The other thing with this is, it's very wise to purchase with PayPal because I've done that before, and I've had some shady merchants put up some shade, things, and PayPal will, they'll do a very quick turnaround, like within 24. Most 36 hours and your money's back. Okay. They don't mess around. They're really good at their fraud investigation with things like that. So
yeah,
that's a shame.
Like I said, what's bugging me is that people watched my video and they went out there and thought they were going to get a deal, and it turned out to be a sham. And so I just want to publicly apologize to anybody that went.
Well, and I'm sure, Marcus, nobody blames you. I mean, the whole world. I told my son-in-law about that deal. Okay, I'm like, this is a good deal because he was thinking about getting one as a gift for somebody for Christmas, and I said, you got to look at it. This is just a crazy deal. Just because he was thinking about getting the Fimi Mini, and I'm like, no, run from the Fimi Mini. I said, what about this? This sounds great, Bill. Okay, good. But
what's the old saying? If the deal's too good to be true, it probably isn't true. Or
yeah, that's just wow. I just and people are taking advantage of things, and it just really kind of,
Ray says in the chat it was supposedly delivered.
Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, we need to hear that story, Captain Ray. Yeah, that's interesting because I know there is an eBay scam where you buy something expensive on eBay
Yeah.
and they'll ship something
Yeah.
to an address that's in your zip code.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to show PayPal that an item was delivered in your zip code. And
or another old scam. You order a Mavic 3 and they send you some toy drone that looks like a Mavic 3 and it shows it's delivered at your address.
Yeah, and then they just say, well, yeah, that's tough luck.
Well, here's an example, okay? There was an RC plane and it looked too good to be true, but I paid for it on PayPal, okay, with $25, okay? And you know what they sent me? It was about the size. Remember the old balsa gliders you used to be able to get?
Loved them.
For like what, 25 cents, 30,
10
cents.
In the bag, plastic bag.
And the ones that had the rubber band and all that stuff.
Well, that was the 25-cent one. The 10-cent one was just the
yeah. Well, that's pretty much what I got, although it had a battery and a motor with it. And I'm like, I got my money back, but it was kind of funny. I'm asking PayPal, what do I do with this? And they said, you can keep it. I ended up selling them on eBay and made some money. So it's like, I ended up getting my money back and then I ended up selling that piece of junk out on eBay and making some money. So, I mean, it's like, I wanted to let everybody know this. Okay. I had 5 lots of different, build a drone reviewer items. I've sold 4 of those 5 lots on eBay. Okay. I had posters, I had t-shirts, I had some accessories. 4 of the 5 lots have been sold. They're gone. Lots of swag out there. People are real happy. I sold it dirt cheap, and the objective wasn't to make a killing on it. It was to maybe get some brownie points with the missus for clearing stuff out of the house.
There you
and
go.
making some
That's
money at the same
important.
time. So,
I just looking at the chat here, Bill, and Eric Kimbrell sticks out to me. He says he got a box of shredded paper one time. It just makes you mad.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to go over tonight was drones are actually playing a pretty good response with Hurricane Ian and the recovery here. And they've been going out and doing some great work, doing search and rescue missions. And they were actually, there was an advertisement for pilots, but they really needed experienced pilots that lived near Tampa, Florida. You just couldn't be one, just, here's my Part 107, I'll come flying. No, they wanted people that had, had some actual experience in damage assessment. Okay. And $400 per day rate. So, I mean, this was actually pretty good. The other thing I wanted to show here too was drones flown over 500 times to assess damage. And you take a look here. This is around in the Fort Myers area right here.
Bill, are there any updates on when Fort Myers Beach and Sanibel Island, will they'll be kind of back up and running again? Or
from what I'm hearing, it's probably going to be at least 3, if not 4 months.
Okay.
By the time they get all the debris cleared out. I mean, this is like, it's the thing. And I was saying this at the beginning of the show, for a hurricane to come up and around into the Gulf and hit the Gulf Coast of Florida, that's a rare event. They don't happen that often. Okay. Because the last time we had any kind of impact from a hurricane was Irma back in 2017. Okay. And that has to be a really powerful hurricane to take that jaunt around the southern tip of Florida and come up and hit our coast. So number one, it was real powerful. Number two, I'm going to say this, the original forecast and the estimates where it was going to impact, it was going to impact directly 8 miles from where we live. Okay. Which is, we live in the southern Tampa area, and that devastation would have wiped out a community like right in front of us. Okay. And it was, and I can tell you this and sharing with you guys, and I'm going to kind of, get into my spiel here. That wind was, you never heard wind like that in your entire life. Okay. Unless you've been through a hurricane, the wind was howling. We had flaps on the vents on the roof to prevent rain from getting in.
Oh, do you have a 2-story building?
No, we have a single story. Yeah. Those flaps, it sounded like a bongo drum all night long. Okay. It wouldn't stop. And then we had metal shutters, and the metal shutters were, you could hear them rattling, even though, they're screwed down pretty tight. You can hear them rattling. And this was all night. Okay. And it did not stop till the next morning. I mean, it was just, it was really kind of, Hurricane Irma, we lost power for maybe about 15, 20 minutes, and it came right back. And it kind of skirted most of Tampa. We had some trees down and stuff, but it really wasn't that bad. This one hit us pretty good. Because
was it true that Ian was in Cuba before it came up to Florida?
Ian hit the west coast of Cuba before it hit Florida, and then it got over
that warm water in the Gulf down there.
That warm water in the Gulf,
up steam, right? Yeah,
it got up to a Category 5 before it actually hit land, which is like over 150 mile-an-hour winds. And they tell you most of the homes here in Florida, a lot of people, I got an education when I came down here. After Hurricane Andrew, building code was changed. So all homes are now concrete block, and all homes have to have hurricane shutters on. It's state law. You have to do that. And one of the things, we had some takeaways from this, some things that we learned. One of the things we're doing, we called a company called Generex, and they put in whole home power systems, okay, backup power systems, and it's powered by natural gas. We're on the list to get called and have an appointment, and we're going to get one installed because we already have natural gas running up to the property. Just need to get HOA approval, and it'll be done. That's probably one of the biggest things that we learned from this is, you have no idea when that power is going to be restored, because what happens is, and this happened to my mother-in-law, okay, because we took her back. She had power. And then, I think it was yesterday, she lost power for about an hour. What they would do is they'd have to shut down parts of the grid because they would have to repair something that was along that line. So they had to shut off power in other areas. And a lot of people didn't understand that. And it, it was just, 30 hours. I mean, it really, and the frustrating thing was because we lost everything in the fridge. Okay. And luckily, we had a pretty good pantry stock with some stuff, but you go out and try to you can't even get a cup of coffee because it's like literally, okay.
Are all your stores back open again now, Bill? Or?
Oh yeah, everything's open. Everything was open the day after.
And supplies are available at the grocery store.
Yeah, you can like on Saturday. Most of this, like my local Publix is pretty well stocked. Like Saturday when we went down there, but the day after, that morning, okay, driving down there, it looked like Armageddon. Go ahead, Marcus.
Take a look at Johnny Droneflyer's comment there, Bill. It's probably something you would want to.
Wow, that's a good point, Johnny. Yeah. That's a good point.
I believe Johnny was out of power for more than a week, Bill.
Yeah, and I remember when I used to live in the Puget Sound up by Seattle, and the climate up there, it's so wet, it rains so much that the trees don't put down really big roots, and of course there's trees everywhere. Yeah. And it was not uncommon. We would have times where we'd be out of power for 2, 3, 4 days at a time. So
because the trees took down the lines. Yeah,
right.
We had a winter storm up in Ohio, and it was back in 2006. And what happened? We had a lot of freezing rain, and then a real sudden temperature drop. And what happened was a lot of lines just snapped because of trees. Okay, and we were without power for like 3 days. But here's the thing, okay, and this is something that I've told people. Number one, it was in the winter time, so we didn't lose anything in our refrigerator. We took our coolers, put everything out on our back porch.
Yeah,
we didn't lose any food. And the other thing was we had a gas fireplace, and so all we had to do was light it. And we all slept in a living room for a couple of days, and we survived. You know,
Yeah.
with this, you know, one of the big things is with these hurricane shutters, you feel like you're in a submarine, literally, because there's no, you can't see outside. All right. I mean, it covers every window on the house.
No
right?
light gets in or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no light in here. So, you know, one of the other things that I learned in the interim, I'm going to buy some, a couple of really bright battery powered lamps.
Right.
I had a hurricane lantern, a battery powered one, but it wasn't enough light. But then my mother-in-law, she had one of those backup UPS systems. She brought it with her, and we were able to plug a light in, and it worked for several hours till it ran out of power, which was real nice because it really kind of brightened up the place. But you know, it was like I went to bed with my clothes on. You know, it was like I wanted to be ready in case, you know, we got a call
Something happened. Yeah.
to have to evacuate or something. But fortunately, that never came. And see,
Hey, I want to get back to you said about the cement blocks and the hurricane shutters.
Yeah,
are mandatory in Florida. But you know, this is a question: how many like mobile homes / trailers do you have in Florida? I mean, are there like just the normal amount? Are there more than usual? Or
there's probably more than usual. Now, my mother-in-law, the home that she's in is really technically a mobile home. So that's why, you know, back in 2017, my father-in-law was still alive. You know, they both came with us to stay with us. And the same thing, as soon as we knew that, Valerie went that morning, and conditions deteriorated really rapidly, like Wednesday morning, like about 7 a.m. It already started to hit us, and we weren't expecting anything till like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And the big part of the problem with this storm was it was going at 9 to 10 miles an hour, okay, which is super slow. Now, one thing that we didn't get was a lot of rain here. We got a lot of rain with last time with Irma. With Ian, we did not get a lot of rain. It was the wind. The wind really, well, our tree in the front yard, we're going to have to get it pulled up and reset down because the wind just knocked it over. I mean, it's just completely over. But I mean, all in all,
you talk about slow moving. Hurricane Irma's been you know around us since like Friday night or whatever. It hasn't stopped raining since Friday night or whatever. And we have when you know we've gusts up to 40 miles per hour. I mean, it's not no knocking any power lines down, but it's awful gusty. But it won't move. It keeps just swirling around. Again, it's the most rain we've got all year.
Ron, the Jersey Shore made our local news here in Idaho
because of the storm,
because of the flooding. Yeah.
I mean, again, urban. You know, you may have had a bad day, but it's been here since Friday night.
Yeah,
and it's not clearing off until like sometime tomorrow.
They had pictures of cars, you know, plowing through the water.
Yeah, that's not Margate. We drove around today, and you know, it's just a normal. You know, when you live on an island, you have the normal flooding spots, and that's all.
One of the other things that we're looking at is to get now our shutters. They're corrugated metal, and there's usually like maybe 3 or 4 pieces for each window. And we hired a handyman company to come install them, which was great because they were done with it in about an hour. But what we're looking at is getting accordion style shutters that you would just, all you had to do was unclasp them and shut them and bolt them. Okay. But one of the things, and I talked about this with Valerie, is I want to make sure that, and this is, you know, I brought up a good point because, you know, if you think about it, you know, with all the shutters in place, there's only 2 points of egress in the entire house. That's the front door and the garage door. Okay. And what if for some reason both are blocked and you needed to get out of the house? Okay. That's a problem. So we're going to talk to a company and have them come over and get an estimate for these accordion shutters. I want accordion shutters that I could probably unlock from the inside of the house, open the window up, open them up so we can get out of the house if we need to do that.
Good point.
Yeah. You know, it's like you think of these things, you know, no matter how much you prepare for something like this, you're still left not prepared. Okay. I thought I could get an antenna set up for one of my ham radios inside, but then I realized I had a big problem. My big problem was there was corrugated metal over all the windows in the house, and I couldn't get an antenna signal out of the house at all. It wasn't going to work. So I was up the creek there as far as that was concerned.
Wow.
So
you were
a lot of lessons
disconnected.
learned.
Yeah.
a lot of lessons learned from this. And,
Yes.
you know, and I got to say this, it really shook both Valerie and I, you know, and, you know, we took her mom and her mom's dog back like the next morning, mid-morning the next morning. But it really kind of, you know, we both had off 2 days. I went back to work Friday. Valerie went back to work yesterday. And, you know, it really shook both of us up. I mean, it was like, you know, and Valerie's been in Florida since she was 8 years old. And this one really shook her, especially she said that wind really, you know, was really howling and really just, it got to her. And she's seen a lot of hurricanes down since she's been down here.
Yeah, I mean, most times, you know, for at least my experience, the wind's more of a concern than the rain a lot of the time. So, but
yeah, you know, and it's, you know, for us, you know, and I still say this, Florida's a great place to live. I mean, you know, it's like I wouldn't think twice about living here, you know, and the thing is, you know, and I try to remind people about this. They only evacuate people who are in storm surge areas, okay, because of the way these houses are built. Most of these houses are built to withstand a Cat 4 or even a Cat 5 hurricane. You know, they have special, you know, on the joists, okay, they have special aluminum attachments for them. You know, and we have terracotta roofs. We have tile roofs. We don't have the normal roofing on here.
right.
You know, these houses are built pretty solid, and I'm pretty impressed because, you know, looking around the communities, the only thing I've seen on houses have been some of the ones that have slate roofs have had tiles off the roof. Okay. You know, back in the community we lived in where we moved from, a lot of them lost their tiles. From what we found out, we talked to one of our former neighbors and they told us that. So, you know, all in all, a lot of lessons learned from this. I'm glad we're through this, you know, and our thoughts and prayers are with everybody down in Fort Myers. And
Yeah,
and
but I don't know if you know this, but I've stayed after that time I came to Rank the Beach. Our next stop on that journey was we drove 3 hours south, but we stayed a week at Fort Myers Beach, so I know it well. And we have also stayed a week on Sanibel Island. And actually, I visited Sanibel Island on a day trip when I stayed in Marco Island once. So I've been to those areas. I know those areas, you know, as well as somebody stayed there a week can know them.
oh yeah,
And, you know, so, you know, my heart goes out for those people. I know in Sanibel, they only got one bridge in, one bridge out, and that bridge got damaged. I know, you know, Fort Myers is a big vacation community. We were there, the place was packed. So I know that them being down, you said 3 months or better, that's going to hurt the economy there greatly because many restaurants and, you know, hotels, there's a Publix, Bill, there was a Publix just like a block or two away from the hotel we stayed at in Fort Myers Beach.
Did you know this? And I saw this last week and it blew me away. Do you know there's a Margate, Florida?
Yes. In fact, it must be more popular than my Margate because when you know how on YouTube, when they ask you for your location, when I type in Margate, Florida appears first. I have to go down to the number 2 option, Margate City.
I got another one for you, Bill. Did you know that there's a Margate in the UK?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's where it came. That was the first one.
Yeah.
That was the first one. Yeah, that was the first one.
I don't know
That's
what
for
number
sure.
2 was. I guess New Jersey was number 2 because probably when they named this, probably Florida was just a bunch of swampland. You know,
I got a, you know, off the hurricane topic. Okay, a drone question for both of you guys. Okay,
Yes.
I've heard rumblings, but I can't find any solid info on it.
Okay.
On a DJI Mini 3 SE. What say you guys? Have you heard anything on this?
You know, of course, the big rumors, I guess at Deal Drones has been leaking that out for more than a month, but the rumors have gone pretty quiet lately. And of course, there was never any pictures of it, you know, and I guess because it looks exactly the same as the Mini 3, there's speculation. Well, if they remove the obstacle avoidance, what will they do? Will they just be empty holes at the top of the drone, or will they just put like a little fake thing in there? But anyhow, the rumors have slowed way down that, Bill. So to me, that's kind of bad, right? Because when something's about to come, the information picks up. But what do you know about this, Marcus?
Oh, well, I was going to say, what are they going to be? Just plug the holes? Well, that's what Hudson did.
So you're saying copy the Hudson?
Yeah.
And even their models that have obstacle avoidance, I'm not sure they actually have it, right?
Yeah, that's
Your Hubsan Mini 2 Pro, it had obstacle avoidance, but it didn't avoid much, right?
Now, what about the Mavic 3 SE or the Mavic 3 Classic? I mean,
well, we have a date on that. Somebody, an unknown source, said that that's coming the 27th of October. The Mavic Classic. That's from an unnamed source.
I wonder how much that's going to be. Okay,
the same unnamed source come up with a $13.99 price point for us.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's going to be really.
But Marcus, what would you say to those people to wait or just get the Mavic 3 with the 27X zoom for $15.49 off the official eBay DJI store?
Yeah, that is a good deal. $15.49, and yeah, you get the real deal, and it's a refurb. And in fact, I want to point out that Mike Wright posted in the chat. He actually ordered an open box one on that same day of that big sale, and he said it came and it was all good, had all the stickers on it and everything. That had never been
the SE.
I don't understand the way Amazon works. Are there sellers that sell through?
Yeah, there are, but you can always look to the side to see where that product comes from.
Yeah, well,
that product said it came from Amazon warehouse, but that still doesn't mean that a third-party seller did not send it in there, because you could, as a third-party seller, Amazon will warehouse your products and send them out. So, but we're talking eBay now on this Mavic 3. Now, I'm not saying there's not any problems I'm not saying there is, or maybe there is, maybe there isn't on eBay. I don't know anybody's order, but I don't think I've ever ordered a drone from the DJI eBay store. I don't think so, but I think I've ordered some accessories from them and everything was good.
You know what's crazy? Okay, I had a friend who was looking for a Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. All right, you would not believe the prices on that. Okay, I mean they are just there were a couple of new ones out on eBay. $2,700 starting bid. Okay, not
Bill, you should have kept yours until the price went sky high.
Oh, I know. It's like they started out at 50. I mean, brand new they were $1,500. DJI doesn't have them anymore, so it's like, and then some stores like B&H Photo, they have the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 with that built-in, for lack of a better term, was their controller mounted on there. That screen. It looked like a smartphone kind of thing, yeah. And they were starting to sell that for like about $2,500. Okay, normally about $2,000. So, I mean, people are trying to, and see the whole thing. It's kind of like a moot point that the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. It's a mechanical shutter, but the Mavic 3 Enterprise now that has the mechanical shutter, so right. It's like,
but of course. You could if you need a mechanical shutter, you could still, even with those high prices, you could still get that for less than the Mavic 3 Enterprise, which I believe.
That's true.
Yeah, you heard all the people like building and stuff that got it say it starts like like 31, 3,200. But if you go to the eBay site, you cannot buy just a drone. You have to get it in a worry-free combo that's $3,800 or something like that.
Yeah, you got to spend $3,800. So it's like, you're spending more than that anyway.
But we asked a question on Drone Nation last night, and I want to throw it to you since you asked about the Mini 3 SE. What do you think? We'll revisit something from last week. This has been, I've never seen a year where DJI released so many products. They may have released, 2-3 drones, but so many other products along with them. But what do you think will be the next product from DJI, in October, November, whatever, the rest of the year? What do you think is coming? I mean, directly next. I mean, we know we got the Mini SE, we got the Mavic 3 Classic, the Inspires. We get rumors about that. But what do you think the next product? And it doesn't have to be a drone.
Okay, I think you're going to see the Mavic 3 Classic is going to be next.
Okay,
then I think you're going to see the Mini 3 Classic is going to come out.
SE, yeah.
In SE. And then I think before Christmas, you'll see the Inspire 3, probably sometime in late November.
Okay, what about a Pocket 3 in the mix there, Bill?
Probably before Black Friday.
I am glad you brought that up, Mr. Brown. Today, I was out at the Snake River Canyon, and I had the Action 2, and I was doing a little video on the end of my video, holding the Action 2, showing everything out at Dedication Point. What I noticed, Ron, is every time I moved sideways, in other words, like you were yawing the drone, the stability inside the camera, it just doesn't keep up and it doesn't look good. Whereas your Pocket 3 or your Pocket 2, because of that gimbal, it would have been butter smooth.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a place for the Pocket. And, I know Fimi, I think, tried to, and Fimi and a couple other companies tried to make some Pocket clones, but I don't know if any of them still, I think they've given up or so really DJI they don't have the action camera market to their own, but they definitely kind of have that Pocket market to their own, especially at the high end.
You look on Banggood, there's a bunch of off brands that are similar.
Okay.
Ron,
Yeah.
But however, I think you're essentially correct.
Yeah, because most of the clones were clones of the Pocket 1.
Yeah, and none of them are anywhere close to the quality and like what your Pocket 2 does.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer Mark's question here.
Yes.
Difference between Phantom 4 Pro, Phantom 4
Okay.
Advanced, and Phantom 4 V2.
Yes. Go.
Mark, the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 is the only one that has OcuSync. Okay, the other ones have the old Lightbridge operating system. Okay, and the cameras are better in the Pro model and Advanced than they are in the basic model. But the biggest difference is, the three of them have Lightbridge. The V2 has OcuSync. So that's basically in a nutshell.
Yeah,
to answer your question
all the
there.
Phantom 4 Pros have the same 4K 60 frames per second one sensor camera, though, correct? Here you go. Mike's saying the OcuSync, just like you said, Bill.
OcuSync versus Lightbridge. Yeah.
And actually, when we had Chris Hope on the show last night, he's explained to us that the propellers are different on the Pro than they are the Phantom 4 standard. They're different propellers. They go in a different way.
So the original Phantom 4 just had little metal tangs that when you turn the propeller, that's what locked them in. You know how they push down and lock?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happened is those things would lose their springiness and eventually they wouldn't hold the prop very well. So when they came out with the Pro, the next version, that's when you got the springs on there, the little springs.
And you
push down on the spring.
Push down the springs and twist it.
Right.
Yeah. And I feel bad for Chris. What happened to him? That was just, wow.
Yeah.
That was just incredibly, ugh. Hey, that's a horrible.
Here's something, Bill. Henry Mills in the chat is saying he's still waiting on the Air 3. Bill, is there any possibility of seeing an Air 3 by the end of the year? Or is that a 2023 drone?
I think that's a 2023 drone, and it's a good question brought up, Henry. My thing is how can you make that drone, okay, the Mavic 3 Classic or an Air 3, and they're probably going to be pretty much the same drone. You know what I'm saying, Ron?
Yeah.
I mean,
really, the Mavic 3 Classic retains the 4/3 camera. It's actually it's going to be hard to put a 4/3 on an Air size body.
Yeah,
right?
And what how do you justify both? You can't. I mean, DJI is going to have to draw the line somewhere with that. People like the compactness of the Air 2, the Air 2S. But the Mavic
I agree,
3,
Bill. If you're in the marketing department at DJI and you're on the Air 3 team, and somebody says, "Hey, we're going to put a Mavic 3 Classic out for $13.99," the Air 3 team's got to say, "No, that's our price point. You can't have a better drone at the same price point than." So I mean, I'd hate to be marketing over DJI right now.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? What do you do?
I mean, I think Roland was saying it last night in Drone Nation. You got to keep the Air 3 at 1,000. You can't let it be more than $1,000 or
yeah, he's
or-
right. He's right with that. Because you do that, you just shot yourself in the foot, and you're not going to get. You need to have a drone that's better than the mini drones, but not quite a Mavic.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that's
where
tough because the Air 2S is so good already. How do you improve the Air 2S without raising the price?
exactly. I
We
mean,
talked about it last night. Well, without raising the
Mm.
price, yeah. Flight time would be the big thing, right?
yeah, a better battery.
But don't raise the price while you're doing that, Marcus.
But there again, okay, so I'm sure they put as big a battery as they could in the darn thing as it is. So how do you do it without making another Mavic 3 then, bigger drone?
Maybe you have that extended battery that comes out the back like the old Hudson drone did.
Yeah.
Hangs out the back.
Oh man, any closing thoughts here, guys?
Well, yeah, I went back out to the canyon today and hiked around a little bit and flew the little Mini 3. Fantastic little drone. This is the perfect time of year to be out flying. I mean, the spring and fall are the best times. So,
What controller did you use, Marcus?
I used the DJI RC, and it was fine. I was in bright sunlight, Ron, and even though it's only 700 nits, I had no problems at all.
Good man. Good man. Yeah.
So it was good. Yeah.
My closing thoughts would be is, I'd like to know more about this DJI Store Day or whatever, and the golden ticket and how that's all going to play out or whatever. I mean, the 10th and 11th. I mean, what's that the middle of next week? What's today? The 4th?
That's Monday and Tuesday next week.
So we'll be covering our shows next week, right, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
We'll call it the DJI Store Day shows or whatever. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. I hope we're incorrect. I hope it's not just a big, like you said, big sham where stuff gets marked up. So they put on sale. I hope it's a real sale, and I hope the golden ticket really, really helps some people out. So again, I don't want to be too pessimistic, but I don't want to be all sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows either on it.
Yeah, and I'm going to echo what Marcus said. The weather's actually started to get really nice here, like almost no humidity. It was high in the low 80s today. Wind had died down. I mean, it's just doggone beautiful right now. Right after we get, Ian come pounding on our doors. The weather's nice. So it is a good time.
Lucky you guys. I've got the worst weather of the year right now.
Yeah, it's like when you get a chance, enjoy the weather and get outside because it's winter's coming. Okay, that's one of the other things. And one of the other things is, Valerie and I are real thankful for all your thoughts and prayers during this time for us. And we ask that you continue to pray, and if you can do so, to give to relief efforts for Hurricane Ian and what's going on in the Fort Myers area and Sanibel Island. It's just it's like a nuclear bomb. Somebody described it. It was like a nuclear bomb went off. It's just total devastation, and people's lives are completely upside down. So if you can, I know the American Red Cross is taking donations. I know here locally, Publix is taking donations for that. If you can afford to, please help give to that effort. They're also, I know some organizations are taking like bottled water donations and things like that because they're in desperate need of supplies down there. So, and I will say this, don't be a cowboy and go down there and want to help on your own, because, you'll get turned away pretty doggone fast. I was reading some things about people wanting to go down and help. You can't even begin to get close to some of these areas because, the National Guard is out, Fimi is out. They don't want people getting hurt. That's the big thing because there's a lot, and they're still doing a lot of search and rescue. So they don't want people to interfere with that. So if you want to help, donate if you can, to organizations. I think that's the best way of doing that. And, and keep those good people in your thoughts and prayers. I mean, it's just, and you pray that you never have to go through something like that. And it was horrific enough for us. And, we were really spared a lot of the brunt of the storm. So anyway, with all that being said, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. And another thing, okay, and if any of you guys are interested in getting stickers from me, all right, and a pen, email me at buildadronereviewer@gmail.com and I'll hook you up. You have to be here in the United States, unfortunately, because I can't mail stuff overseas. I'm not set up to do that. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. And remember, it's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody.